Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. Today the show comes to you from Leek in Staffordshire.
Very nice piece, reasonable condition. I'd like to buy it.
£60.
You're just trying me,
I'm just
aren't you?
trying you.
Not everybody is going to be happy on the show today.
£100.
No, definitely not.
Couldn't get another £5 out of you.
You couldn't.
I think that's where I want to be. No, thank you.
Going to auction is always a gamble, but will it pay off? Yes!
There are 4 bids.
That's shaken me.
Rocket firing Batmobile.
Batman!
The den is fit to burst with treasures today, and kicking things off is Roy, who knows what he wants for his striking glassware.
I'd like about 350, 400.
So how keen is Henry Nichols on buying them?
I love them. These are really, really nice quality. I'm definitely going to have a go to buy these, definitely.
Very keen, it seems. Hankers away.
What a lovely, lovely pair of glass friggers that you brought in to show me. How long have you had them?
I've had them about 4 years.
Okay, so they're not a family piece?
No, no, no.
Something that you collect?
I like glass. I like bits of glass. Drinking vessels more.
Man after my own heart, good bottle of claret.
Yeah,
and
something
a
like that,
nice
yeah.
drinking glass. Well, friggers are sometimes known as whimsical glass or end-of-day glass. Now, in the 19th century, it was very, very common for glass blowers at the end of the day to experiment with creating something quite elaborate. You tend to see a lot of walking sticks, you see hats and boots, but the more experienced glass blowers tended to do more outrageous things, such like we have here.
Oh, great stuff.
Why are you looking to get rid of them?
Yeah, well, treat the missus, you know, we're indoors, you know, she deserves a thing now and again.
Is she only worth 20 quid then?
No, I thought a bag of licorice all sorts would be nice for her.
Absolutely. Obviously a pair of galleons.
Yeah.
What I love about these is the intricate work of all the rigging. And what's a little bit more unusual about them is that we've got here the sailors up in the rigging, which you don't see very often. I love the use of the colours, very, very tactile pieces, very intricate, lovely. The sea is all made of glass shavings, I presume.
Yeah.
We've got the original silk banding to seal the dome onto the base here. I just love the pendants at the top here that really give you that feeling of movement, of wind. I would think they're probably mid to late 19th century.
Oh, great stuff.
And they'd be one of 2 factories that were the most famous factories in Britain, either Nailsea or Stourbridge.
Right.
I would probably hedge my bets because of the subject matter that they're going to be Nailsea. What made you buy them in the first place?
I like the look of them.
Okay.
Yeah, well, an ex-sailor myself, and I think they look smart, you know what I mean?
They are just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful pieces. I think really what I need to do is get some money out
Yeah, it'd be nice.
and see if I can tempt you to part with them. So let's have a look. That's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. A little bit more.
Please.
20, 40, 60, 80, 200. 20, 40, 60, 80, £300, Roy. What do you think about that?
It's a nice start for me.
Nice start. Did you pay more than that for them?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Okay.
I did, yeah.
So you're looking to make a loss?
No, well, I'd rather not make a loss, you know what I mean? But,
You've got to make a loss at some point in your life.
yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Here comes the Duke. Let's see what he has to say. David?
Well, Roy, first of all, congratulations on arriving here with these 2 domes and the Nailsea galleons in such amazing condition. Let me tell you what the independent valuers and the auctioneers say. There's a 180 to 250, there's a 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Henry's got right to the top of our independent valuation estimate. Now, it's your call.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this to you. If you go to the auction, there is a chance they may creep over the £300 in competition, but do you want to take the gamble and go to auction? If we get a little bit more, I'm going to say to you, take the money and give away the risk.
Thank you, David.
Thanks, David. I want them. No question of doubt, I want them. So I'm going to make you one more offer.
Thank you.
Okay, and it's going to be my best offer. And I'm going to give you another 20, 40, £50. 350 quid. Do we have a deal?
We have a deal.
You're a star. Thank you. Lovely
very
to
much,
see you.
mate. Nice to meet you. I was hoping for 350, and I got 350. And I'm going to treat that missus to the bag of all sorts now.
You big spender, Roy. She'll be expecting more than that.
Hello.
Let's get over to join Michelle, who knows what she's up against trying to get the best deal for her snuff bottle from Brenda Haller.
I know when she zips that purse up, that's normally the end of it, so I just have to see how far I can push it.
Good luck, Michelle.
What do we know about this little pot?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, so you take £1 for it.
No.
So you do know something.
I know that I really like it.
Do you?
I know that it reminds me of a tea set I had when I was very young.
So where did you get it from?
Well, it's a gift. My mum inherited it and then she's given it to me because I like it.
What we have here is a little Chinese snuff bottle,
Right.
not a perfume bottle. And if you take the top off, the person would take a little bit of snuff and there you go.
Right.
Some years ago, I went to Hong Kong and used to go around the jade markets and all the Kowloon markets. And I used to see masses of this type of thing, and they were all fakes. This I don't think is a fake.
Right.
I think it's around about 1910, 1920, that period. And you can feel it's hand-painted
Yes, you got like
as
little
opposed
stones,
to
yeah.
transfer. This little bit at the top here is amber.
Right.
They wouldn't put amber on something that was a fake because amber is, very sought after. The feel of that to me, it's got that stickiness that amber has.
Right. Is the surround and the spoon actually silver then?
It might be pewter. I don't think it's silver, but it would have to be cleaned up. I can't tell from all the dirt on it at the moment. So it's a pretty little piece. Now, why are you wanting to sell it when you love it?
I think I could put the money to much better use
Okay.
rather than it being wrapped up and away.
Oh, right. Well, there are a lot of collectors out there of particularly snuff bottles,
Yes.
Chinese snuff bottles. So I'll put some money on the table,
Okay.
see what you feel about it.
Okay.
20, 40, 60, £80. I'm reading your mind. We'll put it to 100, Michelle. How do you feel about that?
No.
No?
No.
And when you arrived today, did you have any expectation with this small snuff bottle?
No, I didn't know what it was when I arrived today.
Okay, well, I've looked at it. It has some quality about it. I've put it before our panel of independent valuers, and there are mixed feelings here. Some say 80 to 120, some say 100 to 150, but it would be my opinion that this just might fly in the sale room. Now, I may be wrong, it's just a gut instinct. So, unless it was significantly more, I would say to you, come to the auction with me, let's have a gamble.
Oh,
Fighting talk.
David has spoken. I still think that's where I want to leave it, to be honest. It's quality.
Yes.
But I think it's that amount of quality. You have to decide whether you're a gambler or not.
I think I will gamble.
You'll gamble?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
I will.
best of luck.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Now I know what it is, it's more interesting, but I wouldn't want to keep it. It's not something I'd ever use, especially not for snuff.
Let's just hope the buyers in the sale room like the snuff bottle more than Michelle does.
The reserve is £100. Is it going to make it? Is the gamble going to pay off? The auctioneer has had time to scan this very carefully since, and she thinks it's more modern than old, so fingers crossed.
The Chinese porcelain flattened ovoid snuff bottle, great little lot. Commission's on this, and it starts me at £140. 140, 150.
They like it. Straight in at 140, there's commission bids on it.
150, 150, 160, 170, 170, 180, 190, 220.
200, 220. Do they think it's earlier?
280. At 250, 280 anywhere else. At 250.
Okay, Gamble's gone down at £250,000. I'm delighted with that. The room has spoken. The room tells me it's 19th century. It might be a little bit earlier. Commission to take off. You're going home with 205 quid.
Brilliant. Really,
Happy?
yeah, very
Satisfied?
happy. Brilliant.
Relieved?
Yes.
So am I. I wasn't quite sure about the age. So what are you going to do with the 205 quid?
Going to put it towards a flight for one of the family, so we can go together.
It's going into the kitty for the family holiday, and that, for you, is the real deal.
£50,
A great gamble by Michelle. She more than doubled the money Brenda offered her.
Hi Janice, I'm pleased to meet you.
Coming up, the Duke comes over all nostalgic.
There was a time when the name WMF would have sent a shudder down our spine.
Join us for some kiss and tell after the break.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
Right then, some quirky Art Nouveau belonging to Christopher has made its way onto Janice Kehoe's table.
What have you brought for me today?
This decanter. I can't tell you too much about it, but family were doing a house clearance.
Yeah.
And they were putting boxes into a skip.
Yeah.
And the chap said to me, if there's anything you fancy there, by all means
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah.
And there were some books on the top that I was interested in.
Yeah.
So I took the box home. When I got it home, emptied the box.
Yeah.
This was in the bottom
Yeah.
with some pottery.
Right, and why are you selling it?
I'm getting married this year and the money's going towards the wedding fund.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's have a look. It's a piece of WMF, which is a German manufacturer, Württemberger Metallica Fabriken. Be impressed. They still actually manufacture today. They make kitchen goods. But this was probably made about 1890, 1900, and the style is what's called Jugendstil, which is German for Art Nouveau. And it's got lovely sinuous lines, beautiful shape, and I particularly like the stopper with the little grapes around it. And the decor is very unusual. It has been enamelled on the side. Have you seen the marks for WMF on the actual handle?
No, I haven't.
Oh, right. Well, if you look down the side, it's marked WMF, and next to it, it's got the letters EP, which I think stands for electroplated.
Right.
So I think this would have been silver plated originally, and if you look, you can still see, I think, where the silver's worn off.
Right.
So I don't think it's pewter. I think it's a base metal that's had silver
coated.
plate on.
Yeah.
But very nice piece. It's in reasonable condition. The nice thing about it is that it has been used. You can see sort of little marks on the bottom. So I'd like to buy it, and I'll see what I can do. Right. 20, 40, £60. How's that?
No, I was thinking more than that.
You were thinking more than that? A lot more than that?
Yeah.
A lot more than that, yeah. Okay. We'll go £80.
No, I'm still thinking more than that.
Still more than that. Okay. I'll go one more. I'll go to 100, and that I think is my final offer.
Yeah.
What would you like to do, Christopher?
Would you go one more?
No, I wouldn't.
No, that's it.
Well, what can I tell you, Christopher? There was a time when the name WMF would have sent a shudder down our spine. We'd have all wanted to buy it. 100 to 200 pounds is the indication from our auctioneer and from our independent valuers. 100 pounds is a little bit on the skimpy side, but it isn't the hottest looking item. If it goes to sale, I would expect that one to bring 120, 140, maybe. It depends if you're a bit finicky, and all these guys are. They want it to be just so.
Spot on, yeah.
And this doesn't quite tick all the boxes. If it ticks the boxes, this is her area, she'd be giving more.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Christopher, you've heard what David says. To be fair, I'll put another £10 down. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that deal, Janice. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much,
you.
Christopher.
Great, I'm more than happy considering I found it in a skip.
Good for you, Christopher.
This picture belonged to my grandmother.
At David Ford's table, Nikki's watercolour is causing a stir.
I brought in Burkitt Foster watercolour. and I'm hoping to get in the region of about £1,000.
I like little watercolours. I shall probably try and buy that.
Let's see if David Ford gets his way.
Nikki brought me in a little picture.
Yes,
What do you know about it?
this picture belonged to my grandmother, and when she died, I inherited it. And it's as you may know, it's a Burkitt Foster watercolour. I think about 1885.
Miles Burkitt Foster, born about 1825, something like that, in South Shields. And he was a terrific artist, Burkitt Foster. He travelled extensively, painting in Italy and Scotland, all over the world. And he's considered an important artist. He worked for the Illustrated London News as an illustrator. Unfortunately, the thing about Miles Burkitt Foster is he's probably one of the most copied artists of all time.
Oh, right.
Now, what you have here is a really pretty little watercolour.
Yeah.
But sadly, it's not by the hand of Miles Burkitt Foster.
Oh, no.
I assure you.
Gosh.
I can say that with confidence.
Okay.
I consider myself an authority on this,
Oh,
reasonably
right.
good authority on this artist. But nevertheless, it's a romantic image and typical of the time. But I just wish it was by Burkitt Foster.
Well, so do I.
Then I could pay you a lot of money for it, because he's still a very desirable and fashionable artist and much collected.
I've always known it to be a Burkitt Foster. My grandmother believed it to
Well,
be a
you
Burkitt
would. That's
Foster.
the monogram. It's all clearly there.
Yes.
But it just isn't.
Yes, that is a great pity.
I mean, I will get some money out, but I'm not buying a Burkitt Foster. I'm buying a pretty watercolour.
I see.
So sorry, Nikki.
No, fair.
I'm the bearer of bad news.
You are a little bit, yes.
Yes.
I'm disappointed.
I mean, I will give you for your picture, because it's a pretty little picture, £100.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
No, definitely not.
No. Because you believe it to be a Burkitt Foster. You don't believe what I've said. And the only way you're going to find out is by going to auction.
Our independent valuing team, our auctioneer, we have split decisions. Because this artist is prolifically copied, some are for it, some are against it. We have a £300 to £500 and a £400 to £600 estimate. £100 is on the table. That makes our job very easy. We take it to the sale room. What do you think at home? Is it going to make a few quid? Are they going to say, no way, it's dead wrong? Or are they going to buy it? Find out later.
So, obviously, the decision, it is yours, of course, but
Yes.
you're going to go to auction.
I'm going to take it to auction.
Right.
Thank you very
And
much.
very good luck.
Thank you. The offer was way too low, and there's no way I'm going to let my painting go for that sort of money. I think it could achieve something like 700 at the auction.
Well, let's hope so. Nikki can't make the sale, but does the auctioneer think her picture is genuine or a copy? And what will the buyers decide?
When we first saw it, we thought it was possibly right. It looked all right to me. It came along to the sale room, the experts looked at it, and I'm afraid they gave it the thumbs down. They believe it to be a copy. The offer on the day was £100 from David Ford. David, you're a wily old fox, mate. You knew that it possibly was not right, and you were right too. The estimate on the day is £400 to £600 with a reserve of £400. It's coming up now. Let's see what happens in the room.
125, the Burkitt Foster, the kitchen door. Bears the monogram, so it's after Burkitt Foster, but great little lot, nice decorative thing. And £300 please for it. £300. 300 is it? £300 is bid. 320. 320 for
You know,
it.
you can never tell.
320,
There's someone in the room that's bidding.
350. At 320, 350.
Do they believe in it?
380,
Do they think it is Miles
380,
Burkitt Foster? Maybe they do.
400 at £400. All done, are you sure? At 400 it is.
£400 under the gavel. That's shaken me. Somebody here in the room really believed that it was possibly by Miles Burkitt Foster. Real deal was £400. Take away the commission, £328, and that's the money we'll be sending off to Nikki. £328. Real deal, she'll be pleased.
She certainly should be. She's bagged 200 quid more than David Ford offered her, even though the picture was a copy. Still to come. The Duke gets all 007.
My name is James Black.
But will the deal be shaken or stirred? Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Leek in Staffordshire.
I'm Janice.
Hi, Janice.
Ryan has brought in a pottery plate to tempt Janice. Will she like it? It's a bit of an eyeful.
You brought me a lovely piece of pool pottery.
I have, yes.
And what can you tell me about it?
Not a lot. I've recently acquired it. A customer who I was working for had bought an house with all the contents, and this was part of the contents.
And why do you want to sell it?
Well, it's my daughter's 8th birthday today, and after the party I've arranged for an ice cream van come round. So
£1 will be fine then?
Well, expensive ice creams are with dairy prices, so I'm looking at £2 an ice cream, and there's a lot of kids coming.
Right. Well, let's have a look at the piece. It's the Delphis pattern, I think it is, and this is what's known as a charger. So it was designed to sit on top of perhaps a table and just be a very decorative item. And it's made by the Poole Pottery, who were based in Poole, founded, I think, in about the 1920s, 1930s. Right. And they were better known in the 60s and 70s for these really bright, vibrant pieces. I think this is about a 70s piece. We'll look at the marks on the back. If you can see, you've got the dolphin, which is their symbol, and it's marked Poole, England, and that will be the potter's mark. Right. I'm not sure who the particular potter was, but you can easily find out because they put a lot of symbols on the back rather than their full name.
I did wonder what it was.
What attracted you to this piece, Ryan?
I like the colours of it, and I saw the colours, and I've seen the programme before, and I've seen items like this sell.
Yeah.
So I looked at the back and saw it was Poole Pottery, and I thought, I like that.
Yeah. It's in nice condition. It's got a little bit of wear on the front, probably being used for keys, I would think, as a lot of these were.
Yeah.
And I'd like to buy it.
Well,
I'll see what I can do.
Very good, thank you.
20, 30 pounds.
£30. As I said, there's a lot of kids coming to this party, and if they all want a flake.
Well, the price for Poole Pottery has softened a little in the last few months.
My ice cream.
Well,
yes.
They might have to stick to lollipops. Take the £10 off and put 20 down.
Is that the best you can do?
It's not far off.
You're getting close.
I'm getting close.
You are getting close.
Okay, well, 45. And that's...
Is that pushing it?
That's pushing it, yeah.
Shall we see what David says?
We shall do, yeah.
Right, £45 on the table. I would think this is a fairly average example. £40 to £60 is where the independent values and the auctioneers are. If you go to the auction, I think that's the parameter what you'll probably get. I don't think it's individual or strong enough to say, yes, what a great piece. So the question is it worth me sending you to the sale room for a gamble for a £5 or a £10, or maybe a non-sell? Yeah. I'm going to say, on the day, it's about its money.
Right, Ryan, you've heard what David's had to say. What would you like to do?
Couldn't get another £5 out of you.
You couldn't, no. They'll have to have lollipops, I'm afraid.
In that case, it's a deal. Thank you. I'm happy with the deal. The piece didn't cost me anything.
It was in the interest of the children's health, because too much ice cream is bad for little girls.
Bang goes your party invitation, Janice.
I'm Brenda. How are you?
All right.
Now it's time for a story about Margaret and her 17 Beatrix Potter figures, who leave home to seek their fortune.
You brought all your little friends to see me.
I have. I had another 14, but unfortunately I fell in the cabinet and I smashed them.
So when was this, Margaret?
A few weeks ago.
Oh my goodness. Well, are you okay now?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, fine.
So how long have you been collecting these?
I didn't collect them. My sister did.
Right.
And she died last year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We've got so many collections of things.
Yes.
So I decided that I would
Try and sell them at Dickinson's Real Deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these were made in the sort of late 80s, weren't they? Most of these.
Yeah, she's been collecting them for a number of years.
Yeah. So would she buy one every couple of months or?
Birthday presents.
Oh, birthday.
And Christmas presents.
Right,
And if a
right.
new one came out,
yes,
she'd buy it.
Oh, it's a lovely collection. I think if you're brought up with Beatrix Potter and
Yeah.
the stories, I mean, it evokes just childhood memories, doesn't it?
Really, yes,
it
lovely.
does. F. Warren started the factory in 1902.
Then Dalton took over, didn't they?
They did, you're right. This mark on the bottom here is the Royal Albert mark, and it always tells you who the figure is. So like this one is Mother Ladybird, and it even gives you the date of when it was made. So in this case, 1989. I think one of my favourites is Mrs. Ladybird.
You like that one?
I like Mrs. Ladybird.
Some little kids would love these, wouldn't they?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think I'm going to try and buy them because I've got a little granddaughter that might quite like these.
Oh, lovely.
So I'll try, but if you're going to charge me too much money, I won't. The purse will be shut. All right, we'll start with 20, 40, £60. I know.
You're just trying me,
I'm just
aren't you?
trying you. Yeah, absolutely. £80. What do you think about that, Margaret?
No, I think they're worth a little bit more, Brenda.
Okay. I wish they were a bit older, to be honest.
Well, the 1980s, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're very colourful, they're very decorative. The independent value was in the auctioneer saying 100 to 120. Is that it, Brenda, or is there any more to come onto the table?
Well, I tell you what, I will put another tenner on the table
Okay.
because it's my granddaughter's birthday coming up, and
Okay.
I thought I might give them to Gabriella rather than commercially do
Okay,
it.
£90. Margaret, do you have a price in mind? What
Yeah, yes, I did. I thought 200 because
I understand what you're saying. £200.
if I got 100,
17 items here. Can we make 100, being another tenner, for your granddaughter if you're going to
I
give
shouldn't
it?
have said that, should I?
I know, but also it's somewhat of a shock to realise you can only get 100 for
Yeah.
something you thought was probably worth £200.
Okay.
Now this is unusual because we seem to have tugged on the heartstrings.
I love my
of
granddaughter.
dear Brenda, and she hasn't even closed the bag this time.
There you go.
She's left it open.
It
She's
is
put another
now.
tenner on there. I'm going to go away now, darling. I'm going to say, even if you went to auction after the deduction of the premium, I think that's as good as you'll get.
So have we got a deal there, Margaret?
we have.
Okay, so we know where they're going to. They're going to go to Gabriella's bedroom. Thank you.
Wish Gabriella a happy birthday for me.
Thank you, Margaret.
Glenn, nice to meet you. David.
David Ford's got his hands on a watch with a big name. But how much cash will Colin want to part with it?
I think it's worth between about 250 to 300 pounds. I'd be sort of hoping to see the higher end of that.
Rolex Oyster, great name. Unfortunately, this example has been, well, much loved.
Let's hear about its interesting past.
Wonderful name, Rolex watch.
Indeed.
So what's the story, Colin?
My watch was actually left to me by my great uncle Colin, who was a sheep farmer on the South Island of New Zealand, and he bought it at a place called Christchurch in New Zealand.
All right.
And I think that this is probably going back as far as the 1960s. He then sort of moved back over to England, and unfortunately sort of passed away in about the mid-80s when he left me his watch in his will.
So you inherited it?
Indeed, yes.
And have you worn it?
I've not. I think it's very nice, but it's a little bit old-fashioned for me. I like to wear sort of modern watches.
Well, let's have a little closer look at it. I mean, it's a bit earlier than the 1960s you mentioned. I think it probably dates mid-40s, 50s, that sort of date. I think he wore it when he was sheep farming
Most
and shearing
probably.
and doing all those very manual things, because unfortunately it's had a life, you know, as you're aware. But it seems to be ticking away. Do you know what you want for it?
I have a figure in mind. I'm obviously not going to let you know
You're
that
not
at the
gonna
moment.
tell me?
No.
No.
But it's firmly in my mind.
There's £50. It's not having any effect on you at all, is it?
Absolutely nothing. So
You think it's
far.
worth more than that, don't
I'm
you?
sure it's worth more than that.
Yeah, I think it probably is. What about £100?
No, I don't think we're near. Certainly worth more than that to me.
What about £120, Colin, for your watch? It may not seem a lot of money for a Rolex watch, but this is not the greatest example. I'm stopping at 120. I don't know how you feel about that. We've got David to give us some good advice.
Well, let me tell you what the independent valuers and the auctioneers say about your watch. They're saying £200 to £300. Now, it doesn't look much when you say £200 to £300. You think, blimey, that's a lot of money for that. But it is a Rolex mark. It is highly collectible. So I'm going to say on that showing, you've got to give this a shot at the auction, because that's one area within the auction that's doing reasonably well. Even at £200, you'd still come away with 170. But I think it could do even better than that. Rolex today, they're doing well.
Okay, thank you.
Colin, that's the most I want to pay for it.
Okay.
For the reasons I've given.
Are we not able to go up any more on that?
Not
offer?
a penny. I'd love to put £1,000 on the table for a good example, but for this example, £120 of my money is what I'm prepared to pay.
Okay. Weighing everything up, I think I'm actually going to accept that offer.
You're going to take my money?
Yes, I am.
Cash on the table?
Cash on the table.
We have a deal then?
We do.
So cash is king on this occasion?
On this occasion.
Terrific.
Thank
All
you.
right, Colin, thank you very much.
Well, that was a surprise. What happened to the £300 you wanted, Colin?
I didn't want to take the risk of sort of going to auction, so obviously there was cash on the table, which I thought I'd accept.
So Colin sold me the watch for 120. I didn't expect to get it for that. There's a profit.
At that price, Mr. Ford, there should be. Don't go anywhere.
Batman! Batman!
Holy cow. Join the Cape Crusader after the break.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
Hello, I'm Henry.
Two corgis have arrived in the den. Is there a royal visit? No, these have 4 wheels, not 4 legs.
Two iconic toys here.
Yes.
You couldn't get more iconic names than Batman and James Bond.
Yes.
Were these yours?
Yes, they were. They were Christmas presents. My parents bought me this for Christmas
Yep.
after the film had been shown, and my sister bought me this after the television programme for
Amazing.
Christmas.
So is that sort of mid to late 60s?
This was in the 60s, yes.
Yeah, indeed. Well, obviously, they're made by Corgi.
Yes.
You've obviously got the Batcar, Batman and Robin, and then you've got James Bond's wonderful Aston Martin.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe the condition that they are in. I mean, the great thing is that you've got the boxes, you've got the original packaging for it, it's all there. You've got the mortars that go in the back that are wrapped up safely in a piece of greaseproof paper in the box.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin are there. The paintwork, the black paintwork on the car with the little bat motifs, the stickers, it's like they've never been touched. Then we look at James Bond's Aston Martin DB5.
Yes.
Now, I think I'm right in saying that the gold Aston Martin was the first issue, the later issue was in silver.
I see, yeah.
We've still got Mr. Bond himself inside the car.
Yeah.
I cannot believe they're still in that condition.
Yeah. They've just been sitting in a drawer all them years, you know, so decided to bring them along to see how much they were.
Dinky toys are obviously the most collected toys, but when you start getting into the realms of the Batman and the James Bond, then obviously, you know, these things can be reasonable money, I think.
Yes.
So, let's see if I can tempt you with some money. So I'm going to make you an offer. I'm going to offer you 30 quid.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. That was a very definite no, thank you. That was a very definite no, thank you.
Shaken but not stirred.
Shaken but... That's a good line. I like that line. I don't know where to go with them. So I'm going to take the 10 back. I'm going to put £40 on the table. And I think that's where I want to be.
Yes, that's it.
Purely and simply because I don't understand this market.
Yeah, okay.
And so I'm hedging, you know, I'm playing on caution here.
Yeah.
And it's entirely possible if you decide that you don't want to accept my money and you want to go to auction, that you could do a lot better.
I will go to auction.
Okay, decision made?
Yeah.
David,
Okay. It's been
I
nice
wish you the
meeting
best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What did you think of that, David?
I think Henry's offer was poor, very poor. I'm looking forward to going to auction and I'm hoping I'm getting £200.
David's in no doubt that he's made the right decision to take the cars to auction.
I have a very strong suspicion that I'm going to live to regret my mean bid of 40 quid.
Sorry, Henry, but we really hope so.
What we've done, we've split them into two particular lots. The first lot is the Batmobile.
Right.
And then the next lot is going to be the James Bond Goldfinger car with a reserve of 75.
Yes.
This also, the Batmobile, has got a reserve of 75 quid.
Yeah.
It's coming up now.
95 is the Corgi Toys 267 Rocket Firing Batmobile, 1966 one, and there are 4 bids, and it starts with me at £250.
4 bids on it straight away, 250 quid. It's blown away the £75 reserve.
260, 270, 280. 280,
Batman!
320, 340, 360.
Can you believe this?
360.
360 for that little car of yours.
420 at £420. Are you all done at £420?
Yes! £420. We'll not take the commission off yet. We'll wait until we get the total of the two cars. We're coming in now with the James Bond car, £75 reserve, a special 007 car.
Again, there are bids on this, and £180 is bid.
180 for this one. Reserve was 75.
190 is it? At £180, 190 on the web. 200. £200 on my commission, 220.
My name is James Black.
On my commission, 220 for you. At £200, are you coming back?
£200.
£200.
Not as popular as the
on my
Batman.
commission at 200.
The gambler's gone down at £200. Now, the total of the two lots was £620.
Yes.
Henry Nichols offered 40 quid for the two. You must be pleased with the
I'm
result.
very pleased. Thank you. Yeah.
OK, take away the commission. £508 is coming back to you. Absolutely fantastic. A great result. Henry, you missed out on a wonderful item. You probably didn't realise its value. True value, going home with a real deal of £508. Happy, Dave?
Very happy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Batman. Terrific deal.
Well done, David. You made nearly 13 times more cash by going to auction.
Yes!
Take that, Henry. Let's not dwell on missed opportunities, but see how the dealers have done with the things they did buy. Bringing up the rear today is Janice, although she did sell both her items. She moved the pool plate on for £70, but she poured this profit away with the claret jug, only getting back £80. David Ford walked away with the battered Rolex.
Colin sold me the watch for £120. I didn't expect to get it for that. There's a profit.
Indeed there was. He sold it on for £180. And although he missed out on the Cape Crusader, Henry made the most money today. He was delighted with the Victorian glass sailing boats.
I love them. These are really, really nice quality.
And he was even more pleased when he sold them for a ship-shape £450. So that just leaves one dealer.
I think I'm going to try and buy them because I've got a little granddaughter that might quite like these.
And that's exactly who Brenda sent the Beatrix Potter figures to.
Clear those shelves at Mr. Men and you are going to now get Beatrix Potter.
She may not have made any profit, but big-hearted Brenda's getting Dealer of the Day.
Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. See you. Batman.